Hey Moto Bowlers, Nick Pahr here with again in Grand Rapids, Michigan at Spectrum Lanes, and today I'm going to go over something that we've had actually a lot of people contact us about, and that is going more in depth about what pins you're leaving is actually telling you about your ball reaction. So I'm going to throw on, I have no idea what patterns out there, I just had them run them so they're fresh, but I'm going to just try and figure out what's out there and see if I can get the right ball in my hands based on what I leave on my spare shots. But still some stuff that maybe isn't going to match up to this pattern soul. So I'm going to throw this ghost, it's fresh, and see if I can get a better picture of what's out there. Alright, so that was pretty shot angle-wise, got to a good spot down lane, but then it kind of got a little forward, and you can see that it rat pen, that just tells me that the asim took over. So when you see your ball stop going right as a right-hander and get a little too forward as it goes through the bins, just probably means that either you're in too much friction, the ball's burning up, and doesn't have enough energy stored to go through the pins properly, or the asymmetry, if you're in an asymmetric hole, took over and got it too forward. So from there, I'd have to look at something symmetric. So best option off of a ghost into something symmetric would be a venom shot. So let's take my shot, that same part of the lane, to see how close you are. Much better, much rounder, much more controllable. That's not something that I had to fight in order to get it far enough right down lane, like maybe I did with that ghost, because it's much stronger, earlier ball, and it's got asymmetry. That one definitely did not go forward. It was very round and continuous. So that tells me it's something symmetric right now that I need to be in. So let's try this Maxwell hybrid. Obviously that's not ideal for what we're going on because they are fresh, but we're gonna try this Maxwell by bringing in the same spot I just threw the venom sock. So when I flat 10 like that, it's either ball's getting behind the head pin too much, or it's burning up. Well, I don't think it burned up because it flew to the right, which means it stored all its energy, came off of it, and still got back to the pocket, but it was just a little bit too far down lane when it did that. So that tells me that I need to see my ball start a little bit sooner and get into a roll a little bit quicker. There it is. That tells me that's too weak. It needs more friction. If I squared them in a little bit more of the oil compared to the last shot that you saw me throw with this Nitro Hybrid. So obviously it needs friction. So on the 210, I think it's going to be to the fry malt. Okay, so not a bad shape. Obviously got there a lot easier. Hot down lane for free and came off the friction, but it was a little bit behind the headman. That's what that Pusher 7 is telling. So it will be good later when there's enough friction built in at that spot down lane that I know it's going to come off a cart. But right now there's just a little bit too much oil out there still for that ball. And that's why I got a little bit too far behind the head pin, came back, and basically my head pin went in front of the 7, missed it because of the angle that I was creating by being so far left and not having enough friction to get that ball to slow down and change directions yet. So that's based on that Swisher 7 that I just muffed. We're going to throw something that's similar in strength on the lane. It's obviously just a little bit different because it's a hybrid and a little bit of asymmetry to it. But I think that's a little bit better for me right now because that primer was a little too far down lane and it could definitely miss a spot when there's not enough friction built in yet. So let's throw this Liberty from the same spot. I just Swisher 7 primal. So right there is maybe a little bit miss left on my part. Owls. But what did that leave just tell me? Well, they're still pretty flat down lane. I don't have hold there. My ball still took off and was very violent down lane, and I left it through 6. So I need to make sure that my ball's seeing it a little bit sooner on the lane and being a little bit rounder off of that friction down lane because it's so prevalent right now that I can 3-6 anytime I miss left, or I get handful and have a really nice to it at the bottom. Okay, so it is a cleaner cover and it is much faster down lane. Yes, the asymmetry did take over and stood up a little bit harder, but as you can see, it was too quick. So that's why I 3-6-10 there. Also tells me that, you know, my ball is storing too much energy and coming off it too hard, and I need it to bleed a little bit. So with that being said, I think I just got to go back to my Venom Shock. That's what we're looking for. It's a much rounder, more controllable motion. Still went through the pins. It wasn't so violent trying to go towards the 8 so fast down lane. It was very rounded, and that's a good shape for me.